Oh boy, it's been about 6 months since I did a video, and since then it's sunny and cold outside. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode, another visual, another video. We have like I said, it's been like 6 months, and there's been a lot of things going on. But anyway, that's besides the point. Of course, this channel is all about gun content, gun reviews, self-defense reviews related. So if you are into that stuff, make sure you, of course, subscribe, leave a comment as you guys been doing, and leave a like, thumbs up button. So as the weather is getting nicer, I mean, we're in March and it's still snow on the ground in Massachusetts, but obviously when it starts to get nice, we go to the gun range, as you guys seen before in previous videos. Once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and do more gun reviews on new guns. I have some good future purchases that I want to make, and just gun content, having fun. Of course, doing reaction videos, I'm trying to stick to that. It's been a little tricky because YouTube has been giving me the good old copyright flag, so I have to figure out a way to not get those, because if that stops, then the channel stops and the video stop. And you guys been pretty much enjoying those kind of videos. But anyways, like I said, once it starts to get nice out, we're gonna go to the gun range. And speaking of the gun range, I want to do a top 10 gun range mistakes that you have to avoid. And I should have done this before, a long time ago, but because a year ago or so, I was new to gun range and always kept in mind safety first. And I think this video is very necessary for that, because even for people that are starting to go to gun range, they have to know these kind of things. Because technically, there might be instructors there at the gun range. Hold on. Let me speak better. So there might be instructors there at the gun range, but just in case if there isn't, and a lot of times there isn't, because you're basically liable for whatever you have going on at the gun range, they're not going to give you a list of things to follow. Now but yes, there is fuck that was. It's the law to have signs up, yes, and it's the law to obviously follow those damn laws of the signs. Now, as gun owners, we are very gun enthusiastic. So once we go to the gun range, it's like a kid at a toy store. We have fun, but of course, we follow safety protocol. So these are top 10 things to follow, and I guess you would call them tips, because once you go to the gun range, you're not gonna read every single sign. You're not gonna read every single sentence. You're not gonna read it, because these laws are they come in sections in books pretty much. Yes, you might see a couple obvious signs, like don't point at somebody while the gun's loaded. Yes, and actually speaking of that, that's number one. So number one is don't when the gun is loaded, right, and you're with somebody, please guys, do not. I mean, it's obvious, but I have to say it. Do not point the gun at somebody when it's loaded. Okay, don't do that. As predictable as guns are, and by predictable I mean the trigger mechanism. Once you pull it, the gun shoots. Yes, but we all know that there's some guns that they have a mind of their own. Okay, I don't care if the gun's the most reliable gun ever in life from planet Pluto. Hey, accidents do happen. So obviously, to avoid that accident, do not point the gun at somebody when it's loaded. And do not point the gun at somebody when it's loaded. And do not point the gun at somebody when it's loaded. Number two, when you are firing, okay, obviously have the gun loaded to the target. When the target is neutralized, right, by your gun, per your gun, keep the gun pointed toward that target still, and pointed down and then unload it. Okay, by unloading I meaning take the mag out. Okay, so shoot. When it's done, leave it pointed toward your chest. Don't point it up. Okay, point it still at the target. Okay, and then take the magazine out. I gotta tell you guys a little story real quick. This was my second time at the gun range, and this is when I got my first gun, as you guys know, the Walther P22. Not a big fan of that gun right now, but I thought I was done shooting, right? And my brain had loaded 9. Well, the gun held 10 rounds. I loaded 9 rounds. Okay, it was my last 9 rounds before I had to go to the next box, the next ammunition box. So I shot, but in my mind I always keep in mind when I hear 10 shots, okay, the gun's finished. I heard 10 in my head once the gun was done, but I loaded 9. Now here's the thing: the gun was, the bullets were out, but in my mind I heard 10, but I loaded the gun at 9. Now, had I loaded one more bullet in, usually, of course, when I'm done shooting it, the gun, it clicked another time, but there wasn't a bullet in. Now, while I did that, I didn't have the gun pointed at my damn chin. I had the gun pointed up, right? I don't know why. I don't know what it was. I was a rookie then, but this was a bad mistake. Had I had one more round in it, the gun would have just shot up. Okay. Again, even though I didn't have the gun pointed at my damn chin, the gun would have shot up. Okay. And again, in my head, I had 10 rounds, but the gun had 9. If I had loaded one more, that would have been a shot fired. And good thing nobody was around. But even so, that's bad practice. So again, make sure the gun is pointed. When you're emptying out the mag, shoot still pointed at the target, because obviously you want to make sure, and then unload the damn magazine. Don't make that damn mistake. Number 3, the ejector for the bullet, okay, is going to come out the side of a gun. A lot of times the bullet comes it flies back. Okay, as you guys know from the 1911 Rock Island that I have, the gun shoots pretty much with the bullets casings fly back instead of sideways. That's gonna happen. Once you do that, guys, make sure nobody is right next to you where the bullet is, ejecting. Okay, always have somebody on the left side of you. Okay, you don't want a bullet flying inside, because those things are hot. But those bullets are hot. They're hot, and for some odd reason, it's always the smaller caliber bullets that get the hottest. Okay, they're all hot, but the 22s and even the 9s, those things get pretty hot. Okay, 38s, those things get really, really hot. I don't know why they're small. Maybe because all the gunpowder is just there. I don't know. But either way, guys, don't have anybody next to you, right next to you, and trying to play Mr. John Wick. You don't want to do that. Have people on the left side of you, if there are people there. If there's not, don't worry about that. But again, that's another safety hazard. Those things get really hot, and if anybody freaks out, you have the gun. Now that could be a whirlwind of shit you don't want. Moving on to number 4. When you have your guns, your toys, okay, your babies on the table, okay, of a gun range, make sure they're unloaded. Make sure the mag is out. Make sure there's no bullets in it. Make sure the gun is cocked back all the way, and make sure the ammos, the ammunition, the magazines, whatever, is just right next to it. I know, again, it's obvious, but there's stupid people out there at the gun range, and they get so excited where they don't follow these protocols, and that's when accidents happen. You don't want that, and you definitely don't want to be liable for that, because people don't play at the gun range. Instructors, owners, they will kick your ass out if they see some dumb shit like that. There's sometimes there might not even be a fair warning. It'll be hey, you got to get out. You're no longer here. Hey, there's some guy. There's people like that. So show that you're responsible. I know it's exciting, but before that, be a little professional and at least follow some type of actually follow all protocol as much as you can. And this is just stuff you need to know. And once you do it, it becomes a habit. So just if you gotta if you gotta play this video back and you're going to the gun range, then this will help you out and you'll be just fine. Moving on to number 5. Number 5, depending on what type of what type of shooting range you're kind of going to. What I usually do, I pick up my ammo as much as I can. That's just doing your part in the gun range. Yes, they do pick up ammo, but if you're going and you're shooting really, shotgun shells, I always pick up my shells either way. Shotgun shells, they're easier to pick up, and if you shoot a lot, there's gonna be a shit ton of shells all over the place. I always pick them up, try to pick them up. This is not a must. As far as like safety, the reason why I pick it up, because if there's a shit ton, obviously, shells, you step on them, and maybe there's like it's a muddy day, it's a rainy day, whatever. They could get slippery, and you don't want anybody slipping and busting their ass on your damn shell. So this is something that I thought about on a rainy day and on a muddy day. I seen a shit ton of shells, and I was just thinking to myself, like, if I slip, that won't be good. So I don't think anybody ever talked about this, but yeah, if you're shooting shotgun shells, pick it up. Shotguns hold what, maybe 5 rounds, 6 rounds. You shoot it, you empty them all out, pick them up, throw it in the barrel, trash, whatever, load them back up. It takes 2 seconds. If you have to, you can have the barrel, the trash right next to you. Move the trash right next to you. And like I said, they could get slippery. They're plastic and they hold some metal. So if your heel lands in it the right way and you're moving forward, you could slip. I don't know. That's just me. That's just how I think. So yeah, pick up after your damn self. Number 6, yes. Safety goggles and earmuffs or earplugs are, yes, they are necessary. I can't tell you how many times. Hey, this is obvious, but people they want to hear the bang. That's cool and everything, but hey, if you shoot enough, your ears could get damaged. So wear your damn goggles, glasses, whatever, and your earplugs or your earmuffs, because bullets are loud and bullets, they do hurt. Okay, I've had 45 and 40 shells hit my glasses, and had I not had those damn glasses, I wouldn't have any eyes. These things would not be here. I know for a fact, because they're hot and they fly really hard. I still have my goggles still. I thought they were cracked many times, but they weren't, so they're good goggles. Either way, make sure you wear your plugs or earmuffs and goggles, because that's something you don't want to deal with. Again, I'm not even exaggerating. I had a lot of shells, especially shooting at that 1911. Okay. Again, that thing flies back a lot of times, and it's hit my glasses many times. It's hit my forehead. It's hit my chin a couple times. Again, you want to have some type of safety protection, especially if you're shooting guns that, when they eject, shells fly back instead of sideways. Keep that in mind. What was that, number 6? This is number 7. Number 7, if you are bringing anybody with you and they're new, run down, the safety protocols that and the obvious ones, because people go in there and honestly they just think, oh, I'm just gonna shoot a gun and it's gonna be fun. That's it. It's your responsibility as a gun owner and as a range member to give these people a rundown, a breakdown, and maybe like a quick safety course or safety check, whatever, when you're at the gun range. Because again, regular civilians, non-gun owners, they just want to shoot. That's all they care about. It's up to you to play Mr. Instructor a little bit and to give them some safety protocols. And it's got to be number 1. That goes back to when the gun, make sure the gun is unloaded after you're done, and after you're done shooting, keep the gun pointed that way. Okay, and then maybe you can assist them in grabbing the gun and unloading them, and then whatever else you know of or you can think of, let them know, and make sure they pay attention. Okay, a good thing to do is before you take your guns out of the bag or casings, leave them there and then talk to them and then when they, you feel that they understand it, then you take the guns out and you have fun, shoot whatever. But that's number 7. Make sure you talk to the people that you're bringing, because they don't know what they don't know. They just think shoot, and that's it. Okay. So and a lot of times your range instructors or your range owners, whatever, presidents, they'll let you know, if you're bringing a member, to just let them know the safety protocols, and they'll tell you, some things. So keep that in mind. And yeah, that's just something you don't want to deal with, because they do have cameras and they are watching. I guarantee you that. So number 8, communication. What do I mean by that? 2 things. Okay. Obviously, make sure you have. This is actually if you have somebody there too, especially if you have somebody there with you. Communication. Communicate when you're firing and communicate when you're done shooting. That's gonna save you. That's just gonna save you. Period. If you have your earplugs in, and you think that the person's done shooting and they don't say anything, and you take your earplugs out and they decide to fire 2 more rounds, you're gonna hear those bullets. Okay. Or let's say if you happen to be behind them and a bullet flies back, without them even communicating that they're firing, that's gonna hurt, or that's gonna injure you somehow, some way. Again, communication. Let them know, and let them know, and to let them know, to let you know when you're firing and when they're firing. Okay, before they fire, they say firing, and when they're done firing, they say done firing. Okay, and make sure that their trigger finger is off the trigger. That's just 2 things. Again, I brought somebody to the range, and they decided to shoot, 1 more round when I was done taking off my earplugs. And it was a 22, but it could have been any gun, 45 or 40. Those things, they pop. So my ears weren't that bad, but I was like, oh well, noted. to make sure you communicate. All right. Number 9, when you're going to the gun range, make sure that there are or aren't people there. This is just an acknowledgement thing. I feel better when there's somebody else there, because in case if anything happens, they're there for your aid, and you're there for their aid if you need to be. Because when you go to a gun range and you're just going and you're not acknowledging anybody, at least say a damn hi. Make your presence known, because you don't want to go in there and they don't hear, they don't see you, and they're not aware of any firing that you're doing. I don't know. It just, to me, it's just like it's just being considerate. When you see somebody at the range, acknowledge them. If you want to conversate, go ahead. But acknowledgement is a big thing at the range. Not a lot of people keep that in mind. It's just, I don't know. It's just something that I kept in mind when I first went there, and it's good. It's just good to meet people anyway. So, it kills 2 birds with one bullet. And last but not least, if you have, actually this is a must, and you know what, I actually have to get one, tourniquet and med kit. Okay, and obviously your phone. If anything happens, you need to have those things available. If you're going to the range, bring something as far as medical with you. Again, tourniquet and maybe like a first aid kit, and your phone, obviously, if you have to dial 911. Because again, anything can happen at the range, so it's good to be safe than sorry. And a lot of people, they go to the range with just their guns. Yes, there's some medical kits at the range, but sometimes even outdoor ranges, the med kits are in the building, and the less time you got to spend trying to scatter some things, the more your chances of injury can increase. So when you're doing that, bring a medical kit, and yes, bring a tourniquet. Tourniquets you can get anywhere, Amazon, eBay, whatever, anywhere you can find them. online. Just type in tourniquet. You go ahead and buy one and learn how to use it. There's a shit ton of videos on how to use a tourniquet on YouTube, and a lot of times they come with instructions anyways. So make sure you bring safety stuff. No, my bad. So make sure you bring first aid stuff, because you know it's just it to me and to any gun owner that we know and they know that that's needed. So anyways, that concludes the top 10 things. Keep this in mind, write it down on your notes, and if you want to save this video for, you know, you go to next time you go to the range. And it's just good practice when you're dealing with guns and when you're dealing with firearms and all that stuff. Practice does not make perfect, really. I mean, perfect practice makes perfect, and preparation makes perfect practice. A lot of P's, P's. But either way, you guys get the point. I mean, I could probably think, you know, about 10 more things, but these are just 10 things that I know for a fact, you know, off the top of my head, and hopefully it'll help you out. If you guys find this video valuable, leave a comment. If you have any tips, leave a comment down below. Like the video, of course, leave a thumbs up. And if you want me to cover any other topics or any other videos, go ahead and leave a comment also down below, and I will do my best in doing so. So until next time, Guns and Trails, I'm signing out. And again, I know it's been 6 months. Of course, I'm going to try to give you guys more of these videos, and of course more gun range videos coming soon. It's going to be exciting, so stay tuned. All right, I'm out. Peace.